Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to take a look at the new hero, Lifeweaver, just added to the game in Season 4. Here he is in all of his glory.
Spend every moment growing into who you truly are.
Look at that. Wow. So, we have Lifeweaver here. New support hero, the first new support hero since Kiriko. Very interesting. So, let's take a look at what he can do and talk about his abilities. So, let's start with his primary fire here, his one ability spot, which is his Healing Blossom. What it can do is it holds down a charge. So, you hold it down and it charges. And it will release a healing burst. So, as you can see, build it up, shoot it, and we get a heal.
Biolight.
Heals 65 health. On the, charge it up. So there you go. Just like that. Heal up some of the allies. It's okay. It's not the most healing, but it's certainly something. If we go to his secondary, which is this, go out there either by clicking the 2 button or by just scrolling your mouse wheel, whatever you want to do. You get his Thorn Volley, which is a rapid fire for a spread of projectiles. Oh, I guess he just... Wait, what? I'm so confused how this works. Oh, was I... Oh, I had changed. Whoops. My bad. My bad. I had switched. Anyways, that's how you do it. So, heal. And switch. Do damage. And then heal. So there you go. That is his 2 primary fire types of abilities. His other main ability is his pedal platform, which I have over there right now. So there we go. It's his right-click ability. And it springs upwards when you step on it, you just throw it down, and you can go up. Whee! Just like that. Now, as you can see, which I didn't mean to do that, wasn't really an intention, it will eventually go away when you have used it. But it seems like if you throw it down and don't use it, it will just stay there until someone uses it. At least it was before. I don't think it went away before. So yeah, it'll be here until someone steps on it, and you can use it on enemies or allies. I don't know if... I guess I can use it on Tracer over here. But yeah, see, it's still there. It's not moving. We can send Tracer up into the air. Bye, Tracer. There she goes. So that's the pedal platform. Another one of his abilities is the Rejuvenating Dash. So if you're in a situation where you need to escape, you can use it, and you can dash. And it does heal a bit of damage, so let's take some shots, and then we'll use it, so you can see that it does heal you when you have it. You can see I've taken some damage, alright, and shift, and it heals me a little bit before the passive kicks in. And then, of course, there's the big ability, which is Life Grip, which is a bit of a controversial ability already, where you can take allies and you can pull them towards you, like so. So I've healed, saved my ally, and then I can pull them away, pump up with healing, use the bring enemies, or bring allies in that they dove in too far, or something like that. Kind of the main use for it. And then he has his ultimate, which is Tree of Life, where you can place this tree, and it will pump out healing. Instantly it heals allies upon sprouting, and then it also activates kind of continuous healing throughout the time that it is up. It is something you can destroy. You just shoot it, and it will eventually go away. There you go. That's how long it lasts. Keep your allies up. Also, something that I can't really show you much in the training range, but you'll see when I get into the gameplay portion of this. His passive is Parting Gift, and when he dies, it drops a gift that heals the first enemy or ally to pick it up. My understanding is that if it is picked up by an ally, it heals like a mega health pack, and if it's an enemy, it heals like a mini health pack. So 250 health to allies, 75 to enemies, if my understanding of the ability is correct. That's what he can do. Pretty interesting, kind of looking at his kit. So we're going to jump into some gameplay and take a look at what he is able to do in an actual game setting, and I will share my kind of thoughts on the hero in that way. So let's jump to the game. Alright, so I've had a game in as Lifeweaver. You're seeing the gameplay for it now. This is literally the first and only game I have played as I am saying this. So you're seeing some of the gameplay for it now. Initial thoughts are interesting. I think that one of the things that will be very interesting to see with Lifeweaver over time is really how effective you can be with his E ability. I definitely noticed a couple times when I was playing, like, oh, I should have used E there. I just didn't think about it yet because I'm not used to the kit yet. So over time, we're going to see how it goes. I think it's going to be interesting to kind of see, like, the most clear and obvious time I think you're going to want to use it is when you see your support in trouble by a damage player. Like, that's when you're going to want to use it, right? You're going to want to try to save them, pull them to you, save you, or save them and kind of help them out. When you kind of can see they're trying to escape and get away or something like that. That seems to me like the most obvious use case for it. It's definitely an ability you need a lot of communication with. I think if you don't have comms going, I think whether or not you use it is going to be a little difficult. I mean, me with this Doomfist, like, we didn't communicate very well. So I just kind of used it on him whenever I saw him in an area that I thought he probably could use it. If he was low health and I saw him blocking, like, you probably need a save right here, right now. But you need to be communicative with that ability. 100%. It's very difficult. I can see it being frustrating, but I don't see it being realistically that much more frustrating than, like, a Maywall that gets thrown in front of you when you're just trying to go somewhere, accidentally or something like that. I don't really see it being that much of a nuisance in most use cases, more so than anything that's already in the game. So it is what it is. I think it'll be interesting to see kind of what happens. Will there be trolling with it? Of course, but that can be done with so many heroes in the game. It is what it is. His healing output's interesting. I know they buffed it already, but I don't feel like the value was, like, super, super high, though I also didn't feel like I wasn't doing anything. I didn't end the game with the most healing. My Brig healed more. Part of that's just, obviously, they know it better. There's a lot going on with the kit. It's very, very, very kind of heavy in terms of just how much stuff there is, which I think will make the hero somewhat confusing to play for people at times. I think there is potential for this to be one of those heroes that gets very, very, very kind of hectic, lots of managing cooldowns and switching between abilities. And I think that the difference between someone like Lifeweaver and Mercy and Torbjorn, who also have, like, switching between weapons, is for him it's not nearly as obvious. Like, if I'm focusing on someone, if my vision, I as a player am looking off into the distance, left side of my screen, and I don't know where I am, I have to look back and I have to kind of go. I don't want to be at a point where I can't clearly tell which one I have, which is something that I'm sure over time, once again, you'll get more used to it and it won't be as big of a deal. But I certainly do think there is some level of kind of fear and concern over kind of where the hero is in terms of, like, how to get good as them. Their right click, the leaf thingy, the flower that lifts people up, is interesting. I think I'll get better than in time. I did not use it super effectively in the game, though. The play of the game was me lifting a Reaper up and then him TPing to a spot and dropping down and ulting. So there's definitely use cases for it. There's different interesting ways to kind of set up flank angles and stuff like that will be interesting. I don't think Lifeweaver's an incredible hero. I don't think Lifeweaver is going to be the future of the meta. I don't think the whole meta is going to be kind of shaped based on Lifeweaver and what Lifeweaver does. But we'll see. Right now, I would not say Lifeweaver feels like a must-pick hero and a broken hero or anything like that. I think he's fine. I think he's one that you kind of can enjoy. I think he has a niche, but I think a lot of what he's going to be good at, in the types of comps you'd expect him to be in, would be comps that are, like, heavy, like, dive comps to try to save people or potentially brawl comps. I don't think he's the best choice. So he's an interesting hero. I don't love him. I don't hate him. I'm curious to kind of see him get into the hands of the pros more. To me, right now, there's probably better options for a number of things. His damage output is pretty good, and I think it's nice if you're not, if you're not constantly healing, if you don't have to heal right away. I think it is nice to be able to use him to potentially melt down some shields a bit, throw in some decent damage into shields, right? Like, he does good damage to shields, which I think is a huge part of kind of his thing. It's pretty consistent damage. It's not terrible. And so I think there is certainly a place where Lifeweaver could be pretty good, but Right now, I don't think there's reason to expect him to be, you know, incredible or better than anybody else that's currently in the game. I think there's going to be a lot of heroes kind of that do better things than what he is able to do. But I think he's interesting, I think he's fun. He's definitely here. I'm more excited to kind of get into playing. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts on here if you've played him yet, what you think about him, if you think he's good, bad, what you think his kind of role in the meta could be, anything like that. I will also link in the description to the full patch notes from this patch. I didn't mention it earlier in the video, but if you want to check that out, I'll link the full patch notes in the description. You can check them out. The Brig changes seem really interesting. I haven't gotten to try her out yet. And the Moira changes are interesting as well. So that's all for this video. So thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, want more like it in the future, consider liking and subscribing. But that is all from me for today. So thank you all once again. Hope you're all staying safe and staying healthy. And until next time, bye-bye.